seagull. It's land. Yes, land. Land ahoy, everyone. Land ahoy. Finally, I can get off this god-awful ship. Port Misery, you say? Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness, yes, indeed. I can see what you're saying, but I've got to tell you, it's certainly not as miserable as that ship we came in on. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm grateful for the journey. I'm grateful that we're here, that we finally arrived, but the conditions on that ship, no man should ever have to put up with that or face the horror that we faced on that journey. But still, we're here. I've got an appointment. I've got my carpentry tools here. Got an appointment this afternoon. Aye. And so I'm going to start work tomorrow, it seems. Have a little chat this afternoon about where to work and how I can help build some of the houses they need built. And they've given us a place to stay temporarily. Me, Mary, and the 4 kids. And you know, as I think about this, I remember back to that time that I first saw that sign. Free passage to South Australia, all those months ago. And now we're here. So, let's see. Let's see how the journey unfolds. And good luck to you as well. Hello, nice to see you again. Things have been really busy since I last saw you. I've been working every day. I know, turns out they really did need carpenters here. I'm helping people build their homes. And at the same time, saving up pennies to build our own. Even got my eye on a block in a nice little area. We've made some really nice friends along the way. Oh, and Mary's with child again. We're hoping it's a boy. We'll call him little Tommy. But you know, there's something that's been bothering me. We met some people, and it turns out that they and their ancestors have been living here for as long as they or anyone can remember, and we've just kind of barged in. I mean, it's not my fault. Nobody told me in Swansea. I mean, what am I supposed to do? And maybe they told me their story. Maybe you should have a listen to theirs as well. Maybe that's something you can do. Maybe that's something we should all do. Aye.
When migrants first arrived in port, if they were lucky enough to be on a ship that had no infectious diseases, then they'd be able to disembark and start their new lives, looking for work and somewhere to live. But if they were on a ship where there was an infectious disease, they'd have to spend time in quarantine. So in the first 2 decades of the colony, this was on board a hulk, a ship moored in the river. From the 1850s onwards, quarantine was on Torrens Island, which was a great place to quarantine passengers because it was separate from the township and there was no way that an infectious disease could cross the water into the colony. Depending on a migrant's social background, their experiences here in South Australia could be quite different. So some of the earliest migrants to South Australia were German Lutherans, and the very first German Lutherans that came here borrowed money to purchase land and they had to work to pay off their debt. Later German migrants that arrived found tight-knit German townships and communities that were able to support them. Irish migrants, on the other hand, often travelled alone or as individuals, so they weren't coming as part of a family group. They were very poor. Their passage was paid, so they didn't have to pay to come out here, but they had to work for the person that paid for their passage. So often they had a very tough time, particularly if they arrived when there wasn't much work in the colony. and they were more or less abandoned by the people that had paid for them to come out in the first place. And for Welsh migrants like Harry, they weren't even recorded as being Welsh, so they were recorded as being English in official documents. So sometimes they can be hard to track down.